before I begin, there's a link to this template below. It's at www.thewhipreport.com. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you out there want to track cash flows by job. Hopefully this template is simple enough to follow. I know personally, as I've looked through a lot of these cash flow templates, whether it's through other videos or websites or even books, some of them get really complicated and my mind can't grasp some of the complexities. What I like to do is simplify things as much as possible, make it easy for me to accumulate the data. And so hopefully this will be easy for you guys to follow on your end and fits your reporting needs. So let's get into it. 2 tabs on this spreadsheet. We've got the actual cash flow template and then a legend on the second tab, which gives an explanation of what each one of these letters represents. So let's get into it. Contract price, that's the total expected billings on the job. Pretty straightforward there. From beginning to end, you're expecting to bill and collect $900,000. The job is in progress, so obviously we haven't billed that total amount. We've got $750,000 in billings. Of that $750,000, we have $250,000 in accounts receivable. That means we haven't collected that. That's not cash, right? You're expecting to collect that in the near future. So to figure out cash receipts, pretty straightforward. You take your billings to date minus your accounts receivable, and you have $500,000 in cash receipts. Nothing too crazy there. Then the next step is to see what the remaining cash receipts are. You take your contract price minus current cash receipts, and you get $400,000. That's how much we expect to collect in the future. Now let's go on to the cost side. We have our estimated total cost of $750,000. From the beginning of the job to the end, we're expecting to spend $750,000 on this job. Cost to date on this job is $520,000. Again, all the subcontractor costs, material, general, payroll, all of that is going into this cost to date. Now we get to the accounts payable side, which says of this $520,000, we've got $400,000 in accounts payable. We haven't paid out cash. We owe $400,000, and in the future we got to pay it. So currently we have total cash disbursements of $120,000. That's just cost to date minus what's in accounts payable. Same idea with the cash receipts. We take the estimated cost over here, the $750,000 minus what we've dispersed so far. That's $600,000. We're going to be dispersing $630,000 in the future. That's something important to keep in mind. These last 2 columns here tell you what your net current cash flow is and what your net future cash flow is. So currently we've got a net cash inflow of $380,000, which is great. We've got enough money coming in. We're pretty comfortable spending it on the job to complete it. This next column is the net remaining cash flow. That just means whatever we're expecting to collect in the future minus what we expect to pay out. And that's negative $230,000. So what you want to do is focus on retaining that $380,000 so you can spend it on successfully completing that job. Hopefully your estimates are accurate and you do only owe $230,000 in the future. And so that's more than enough for your current cash flows to cover. Or I should say your current cash flows are more than enough to cover that remaining cash outflow. So this, again, is very simplified. You may need to tweak this based on your reporting needs, but I think you should be able to accumulate this information fairly easily, regardless of what accounting software you use. There's a tally down below that'll tell you how much It's obviously by job, but also in total, what your net cash receipts are and future cash receipts and disbursements will be. Hope that was helpful. If not, leave a comment, obviously, in the comments section. And thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next lesson.